Hello, I'm Stuart Bloor. I'm on the canal doing a couple of hours up to dark. I've done a number of sessions so far this week. The photographs that you can see on the screen have all been banked during those outings. No monsters, but sometimes it's just good to be out there, isn't it? And as long as your bait's in the water, in this case a decent sized worm on a size 6 hook, well, you've always got a chance, haven't you? But I love the great outdoors, and sometimes, although I'm not saying we enjoy blanking, but sometimes it's just great to be out there, isn't it? Well, I've got the bait out, just one rod of course, just cast out, and as always I'm hopeful. It's no good going fishing if you expect to blank, if you expect to struggle. There has to be a certain amount of realism, of course, in our angling, especially in the winter, but at the same time a little bit of confidence doesn't do anyone any harm, does it? Well, as always, I'm confident. Well, it may be a size 6 hook and a couple of worms in this instance, but you'll still catch smaller fish. There you go, a little bream. It's been a little bit of a disaster so far. You keep the bait out for a while, of course, and then no action, you decide to pull it in. I'm snagged something out there, an immovable object. Anyway, I'll put that down to a one-off occurrence because I do fish this peg occasionally, so I'm quite familiar with what's underneath the water and, more importantly, on the bed of the canal. Anyway, a little bit later, cast out another snag, and it happened a third time as well. So I've worked out that there's something out there. It could possibly be a tree trunk or something, a small tree, not a big one, but it could be something like that, because we have had some incredible winds, of course, over recent months. But whatever it is, I've lost 3 lots of tackle out there now, so I've been forced to drop short. So I've had to put some more bait out, try and bring those fish in that are obviously out there, because I caught that bream, and I've had 1 or 2 taps as well when the bait hasn't been snagged. But these things happen, and I'm hoping to maybe catch something else for the last half an hour or so up to dark. Well, this is just not my day, is it? I moved further along the canal, just a few yards the other side, to avoid the snags. And do you know what? I got one down there as well. Lost even more tackle. I've lost more tackle today in this couple of hours than I've probably lost in the last 3 or 4 weeks at least. Anyway, I did say at the beginning that this would be my final session of the week, therefore the video would end with a few fish. It hasn't worked out like that, so I'll tell you what, I can actually conjure up more fishing time before I put this video together. So stay tuned, I'm going to be back out on the bank, and hopefully next time I'll end with more fish than I've actually hooked into snags. Today is the JD Welsh Cup final day. I'm on my way to Wrexham soon. We'll be going on air, TNS Radio, and not only commentary, chat, banter, lots of features, including a regular TNS Radio cake. And I'm joined right now in the kitchen by the TNS Radio cake maker. Hello, Debbie.
Hello.
Now, the cake that you made today, has anyone requested that? Because normally the players are very competitive when it comes to asking for cake, aren't they?
They are, yes, yeah. But nobody's requested this one. I just chose it today.
Well, it looks very nice. I'm on a diet, of course, so I won't be partaking. What kind of cake is it?
It's a Victoria sponge with raspberry jam and cream.
That sounds very good.
But it's a cup special because it's got a green TNS top.
Very, very good. And of course, it's the final today. Win that. It's the treble in the bag. I know you don't know much about football.
I do know about the treble.
But yes, you know about the treble, don't you?
Yeah, second year running would be good.
Absolutely. So that will be fantastic. Well, we'll try and get some feedback on the cake later, on the team bus after the game, if there's any left. Because people come up on TNS Radio.
I'm sure they'll like it though.
If there's any left, we'll get some feedback from the players.
Okay.
So this is where the rubber hits the road, quite literally. We're on the team bus on our way to Wrexham.
Number 4, Phil Barker, Phil Beaker. Number 9, Greg Draper. Number 8.
We're about 10 minutes before kick-off, or actually should I say Sam, before we go on air. And this is Sam Thomas, my partner in crime on TNS Radio. Hello Sam.
Hi Rev.
Yeah, you okay Sam?
I'm very good, thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to today.
I'm very, very excited. You wouldn't believe it. I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever been more excited for one of our commentaries. It's fantastic, fantastic stadium. It's going to be an amazing day.
Yeah, and if we win today, as we've been saying all week, back-to-back trebles, last season and this season, what a fantastic achievement that would be.
Incredible, absolutely historic. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yes, Sam, people watching this, obviously it's not live for them, but in the future, maybe they want to listen to a TNS game on TNS Radio. How can they do it?
Absolutely, if they want to listen to one of our games, tnsfc.co.uk/TNS Radio, and also everywhere else you can find us, the TuneIn Radio app if you're on your mobile. But check out Twitter and the website and you'll find out how to listen.
Excellent, well that'll be next season now. And from Sam and I here at Wrexham for the Cwpan Cymru, the Welsh Cup final, we look forward to your company next time round. Hello, I'm Stuart Law. Welcome to TNS Radio. We are live on air for the next 2 hours, and when I say we, I'm talking about Sam Thomas. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Rev, how are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
Yes, very good.
Looking forward to this afternoon?
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad to be here. It's going to be a fantastic afternoon. I'm very, very, very excited. I must say that.
Of course, Sam, there's a lot at stake this afternoon because TNS can do this historic back-to-back treble that has never been done before.
I know, and how amazing would that be? It would be fantastic to see. And, you know, we're not far away from doing it now. One game and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate your company. We'll be bringing you commentary, of course, from kick-off. Lots of chat, banter, cake, word plans,
Lots of cake,
and of course, beat the bell.
yes, of course.
So stay tuned. They think it's all over. It is now. What an incredible afternoon. The New Saints won 2-0. That's the treble, not only this season, but last season as well. Back-to-back, historic, never been done before. We're all on a high. We're all going back to Park Hall. And I'll tell you what, we're all happy campers this evening. My final session, while I talk, the photographs that are appearing there from the JD Welsh Cup final. What a great day out that was. Anyway, I'm doing my other passion now, angling. And I'm hoping to go out with a fish. No snags this time, but maybe 1 or 2 fish along the way. I'm getting a few little taps from the start, but of course lots of little fish active, certainly this time of the year. But I've got a size 6 hook and a big worm, so I'm setting my stall to catch something quite decent. After loads and loads of taps from small fish that came to nothing, of course, I just hooked into something a little bit bigger. It's giving me the runaround. I'm not sure what it is. Do you know what it is? It's a bream. I thought that was maybe a chub or a small carp, but I'm not complaining. I'll tell you something as well. It's actually quite a decent fish, isn't it? Especially for the canal anyway. If I was on a gravel pit, I'd certainly be looking to catch something much bigger than this if I was after bream specifically. But oh, it's very lively, which is why you always kneel down, of course, so there's no damage done to the fish in the unlikely event that you do lose it, and I didn't there. I've got a firm grip on it. I hold it nice for the camera so I can see the fish, not my hands, but I've still got a firm grip. Fantastic. Anyway, this one's going back. Well, the video comes to an end. It's been a slow evening. Well, as far as fish on the bank is concerned, I've had constant action from small species out there, probably roach and small bream. Who knows? The bait has been too big for them. They've been plucking at it constantly, but I'm always happy to catch quality over quantity. The sort of fishing I do, it's not like going into a restaurant, you put your order in and 20 minutes later it turns up. Not like that at all. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. A little bit different, as I've been saying in the last couple of weeks in my blog. More of a personal blog. It'll always be fishing focused of course, but more personal things coming in. And next week I'm off on my holidays doing Mynd I Cymru. I'm going to Wales, and that means one thing only: sea fishing. Of course, going with my wife, so we do other stuff as well, but lots of fishing, staying in a caravan park, literally just yards from the beach. Suits me perfectly. But before I do go, I've got one more TNS Radio game to get through. Sounds like a burden, it's not. Got one more TNS Radio game to do, and that's at Shrewsbury Town, as TNS ladies take on their Shrewsbury Town counterparts in a cup final. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the camcorder along. I'll capture some footage from there, and then on from that, some sea fishing. So see you next Saturday, and of course, as always, out and about yourself, tight lines, and I'm still watching my rod tip just in case that big elusive perch decides to put in an appearance. But if you don't hear from me for the rest of this video, it hasn't, and I'll see you next week.